Good day, viewers. Welcome back to the Preaching Humanist with David Oliverio. I'm not going to preach on this one. I'm just going to sit here and relax here at the ACA studio and just talk for a few minutes. Invariably, probably 75, 80% of the time, when I'm out doing activism, talking to believers from all different religions, as often as I can to try to get them to think, I always come up with comments like, David, you as an atheist require more faith than I do as a Christian, or I do as a Muslim, or I do as a Hindu or a Jew. You need faith to be an atheist. And it really blows my mind, the ignorance, I didn't say stupidity, but ignorance and lack of knowledge that many religious people have of what atheism is, and so forth. So I'm sure I would just like to entitle this, Atheism, No Faith is Required. I'll probably attempt to write an article on this one as well and put it on my atheist activism blog as well. So when I talk to believers, that comment's made all the time. So do I require faith to be an atheist? Let's just go over the basics. Rudimentary Atheism 101. I did a little seminar, and I've talked to believers before in small groups and explained this to them. It's so simple. I like to use my little sign, but I didn't bring it with me today. When I go out and do my Ask an Atheist with some of my activist friends, I hold up a sign and it says, Ask an Atheist. And the other sign says, Secular Humanism, Good Without God. So I always point to the word atheist, and I go over it very clearly, like a little school teacher in elementary school. And like my daughter and my girlfriend are both school teachers. And I point to the word atheist. And I'm talking to Christians and other religious people. And I put my finger right under the A on the word atheist and go, without, root word theist, belief in God theist, A without, which simply means without faith in a God or belief in a God. Atheism does not require faith. It is the lack of faith. It is without belief and faith. It does not require faith. It is not a belief system. It is not a religion. It is not a philosophy. It is only the lack of belief, the lack of faith, and without faith in a particular God. So I, as an atheist, find no reason to believe in God, and I find no evidence for God, which does not require faith at all. It's just I lack belief in a God. That's it. Am I 100% certain that there's not a God? Pretty damn close, but no, I'm not 100% certain. I'm very, very close to that. But I would say, to my knowledge, using the scientific method, empirical evidence, subject to verification through experimentation, observation, constant questioning, the best method we have of determining a truth from a falsity is a scientific method. There's nothing better. There's no reason to believe in anything supernatural unless you can demonstrate that to me. You cannot. I do not debate for a long time with believers. Why? Well, they can't get past premise number one. God is real. God exists. And I say, how do you do that? And it always comes down to, it's a faith thing. So, believers require faith according to Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1 and 2. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So, their evidence is faith, which is called blind faith. It explains it very clearly in Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1 and 2. The evidence for the existence of a God or anything supernatural is insufficient. If there were sufficient evidence, there would be no need for, say it with me, my fellow atheists, what? There would be no need for faith. So faith, blind faith, in the supernatural, Hebrews 11, verse 1 and 2, actually becomes their evidence. They don't really get it. So that's what I try to do, is explain to them, no, this, being an atheist, is without or lacking belief or faith in a God. And I like to go and explain to believers that there are two types of faith. And I did an episode on this not long ago on belief faith versus trust faith. Belief faith would be blind faith, believing in things with no evidence, invisible spirits and gods. It's true, David. It's a faith thing. I don't know how many times I hear that when I tell believers, give me something, prove to me something, give me a demonstration of something supernatural other than the natural world. Can you demonstrate anything other than naturalism? No, I can't. It's a faith thing. It comes right down to mere conjecture on their part. So trust faith, I have trust faith. I don't use the word faith, but it really is. All it is I trust in things that are testable. Christians say to me all the time, well, you have faith in your car, that it'll take you to the next destination. You have faith that that chair will hold you up. Of course I do. I have trust faith. It's not blind faith. It's not something that's invisible and untestable. It's not something supernatural. It's already been created. This chair right here I'm sitting on has already been produced and created in a factory for one purpose, to support human beings as we sit on them. So I know, because I do it all the time, that 99.999% of the time, this chair will support me, unless there was a malfunction or wasn't produced correctly in the plant, or unless I'm getting too heavy, eating too much pasta, because I'm Italian. Hey, pazan. So there is a difference in trust faith. I can have faith in certain people, not blind faith, not belief faith, but trust faith, because I know a particular person. I can use my friend Mark in the other room. Hi, Mark, my producer. I know Mark fairly well. I trust that Mark will be here on time to produce my shows. I know Mark, and he's a very good guy. He's got ethics and morality. He's a really nice guy. But I trust Mark to do the right thing. He's not perfect, but I know Mark. Mark's real. I can touch him. I can see him. I can talk to him. So I have trust in him. That's called trust faith. Now, faith, I don't like to use that word, but sometimes I do. So that's the difference of belief faith and trust faith. So you can use your Hebrews 11, 1 and 2 all the time with me, but that doesn't prove anything. So basically, you have no way to prove it. You have no way to demonstrate this, other than my life changed, David, or is God, Romans chapter 1, David, or Old Testament prophecies that are fulfilled. I've already gone over that in my episode on the New Testament writers using the Old Testament as a blueprint to construct this new religion, Christianity. Pretty clear. So anyway, I wanted to go over that today. And if you're a believer and you still think that it requires more faith to be an atheist, you're just wrong. I don't have faith in that particular thing. It's simply lacking belief without faith in a God. That's all it means. Prefix A, without theist belief in a God. That's all it is. And then my belief system is what? I say this all the time. Secular humanism, the progressive philosophy of life without supernatural beliefs that affirms our ability and responsibilities as human beings to lead ethical lives for the good of humanity and our personal fulfillment, and to make this world better every day. That's my belief system and my philosophy, doing good without belief in a God. All right, I hope I cleared that up. I made it nice and short and sweet and simple. Have a wonderful day.